A couple days ago, we did an aim guide for controller, so today we're going to be doing an aim guide for mouse and keyboard. I will go over all the settings you need to change ASAP, some aim drills you can do, and anything in between to get you on your way to near perfect aim. My name is LJ, and welcome to Battle Royale Guides. To start it off at number 10, we're going to go over sensitivity. This is the first thing you want to dial in when it comes to aim, and what sensitivity you use depends on if you're a wrist aimer or an arm aimer. If you use your wrist mostly, then I would recommend a high sensitivity, as you won't have to move as much to cover more distance on your monitor. And if you use your arm when you aim, then go with a lower sensitivity since you'll be moving a lot more. This is personal preference, but when people ask me what sensitivity to use and how they should be aiming on mouse and keyboard, I always go with a lower sensitivity since that's what I switched to a long time ago, and I instantly saw improvement. For me, it always just felt a lot more consistent aiming with a large mouse pad and using my whole arm. It just felt natural to me. At number 9, 1600 DPI will actually reduce input lag. So DPI settings is a part of your sensitivity, and while I run 800 DPI, I have found from many different sources online that if you set your DPI to 1600, this is where you see the absolute least amount of input delay. And while it is such a small difference, I wanted to include this in the video to give you guys something to think about when choosing a sensitivity. Mainly for the people who do everything in their power to reduce input lag, and this is just another level to that. Honestly, I was thinking about switching mine to this by doubling my DPI from 800 to 1600 and then just having my in-game sensitivity basically keep the same sensitivity in-game while reducing input delay, but we'll see. I'm a kind of a head case and do anything in my power to never change sensitivity settings. At number 8, we're going to go over some video settings that will improve your aim. First, let's make sure VSync is turned off. If it's turned on, this makes it so you have no screen tear at all, but it's at the expense of terrible input lag. And not the kind where it's not really noticeable, it'll have you feeling like you're playing on a 60-inch flat screen plasma. If aim and being the best is a concern of yours, definitely have VSync turned off. This is a setting for single player games only in my opinion. And then your FOV can be set to whatever you want. I have mine at 120. And then you want to have your ADS field of view set to affected. And then finally, make sure your game is set to full screen exclusive. This will make sure that you have the absolute least amount of input delay. At number 7, training your aim in aim labs. Let's go over some aim drills. Nothing will really improve your aim quite like actually playing the game you're trying to improve in, but to get fundamentals down and get your sensitivity down to pure muscle memory, aim labs is a huge help. I like doing aim drills that are similar to old Tile Frenzy from Kovacs because it helps with quick flicks and adjustments. But another one to do is find some drills that include tracking. You want to get your tracking down since in Warzone you do this a lot because people have more HP with armor. So if they're running from like right to left or something, you're able to track them. All right, at number 6, this is kind of pay to win, but you want to get yourself a really nice and light wireless mouse. I apologize that this next tip is pay to win, but I cannot stress enough how much a wireless mouse helps. You never have the feeling of a wire dragging or anything, and it's just another thing to not think about. And this video is not sponsored or anything. I actually use this mouse because I love it, and it's been the best. But the Pro X Superlight from Logitech is absolutely amazing. I was told a couple years back to go wireless, and when I finally made the switch, I saw instant improvements in my aim. It's so light and you don't feel it, and you're just focus all your mind on aiming, and it's amazing, honestly. So I would recommend switching to a wireless mouse, and also get as large of a mouse pad as you can fit on your setup. Never running out of mouse pad is crucial, and I got myself a desk mat that covers my entire desk. It's just another thing, like one less thing to mess with you when you're gaming. At number 5, find your sensitivity and absolutely stick to it. This one is probably the most important out of the entire list. You will never develop muscle memory if you're constantly switching up your sensitivity. Trust me, if you get a good sensitivity set and grind it out for a few months doing all the previous tips, you will be a different player by the end. And also make sure your sensitivity is the same in other games as well, so it never feels off. And there's a ton of sensitivity calculators out there that allow you to put in a sensitivity for the game you play and find what the exact same would be in other games. You can just type into Google gaming sensitivity calculator and you will find a ton. All right, at number 4, I just wanted to go over my sensitivity and why I have it set to that. So I wanted to give the reason why I picked 800 DPI and 4 in game. Like I said earlier, if I was to switch to 1600, I would decrease my input delay, and while it's not really noticeable, it still would in theory improve reaction time. The reason I'm still on 800 is solely because I'm a head case and refuse to switch. And the reason I'm putting this in the list and kind of slightly roasting myself is I know others of you out there are probably just like me and don't want to switch like that. So trust me, if you know you're a head case like me, just stick to what you already got and don't throw yourself off and end up going down a bad habit of changing your sensitivity over and over and over again. It ain't worth it. Trust me. At number 3, doing warm-ups before gaming. This one is self-explanatory, but for real, if you're dedicated to improving and want to really make sure you're seeing constant progress, make it a habit to hop on 20 minutes earlier and do those aim drills we went over in aim labs earlier. And don't skip a day. Every day you game, make it a point to hop on early and aim train to warm up. At number 2, understand your own playstyle and don't try to play too aggressively if you're on too low of a sensitivity. In Call of Duty, there are definitely different playstyles, and recognizing yours is huge since you can set yourself up to fail if you're playing a certain way and your sensitivity is way too high or way too low. I always feel like a super fast sensitivity can be really good for snipers and SMG players since you want to make quick adjustments if you're playing fast paced or need to aim really quick to switch targets. And I see myself as a slower AR player, so being on a bit of a slower sense has helped me really well. I'll still be able to do crazy quick plays, I just have to throw my arm pretty far to do it, so I've made sure to stick to my AR and play a bit slower than most. No, this doesn't mean I'm a camper, but in objective game types, I do like to hold down spawns and anchor a bit, and having your sensitivity set up to complement your playstyle is massive and something that a lot of people don't really think about. And finally, at number 1, regularly clean your mousepad and replace mouse gates when needed. Seriously, don't be nasty, clean your mousepad, or at least ball out and buy a new one every time it's dirty. You don't want dust and dirt and dead skin causing more resistance on your mouse, and also change out your mouse gates often to make sure you never have it catching on your mousepad. Or you could buy glass ones so you don't have to swap them out, but this will increase the weight. Up to you, but just make sure to take the steps to ensure that you never have worn down mouse gates, ruining your games. All right, guys, that's going to do it for today's video. If you enjoyed, don't forget to drop a like on it. And if you haven't already, be sure to smash that sub button and notification bell so that you never miss an upload. As always, I hope you all have an amazing day, and I will see you in the next video. My name is LJ, and this has been Battle Royale Guides.